Hello, my dear, beautiful friend. This one is going to be a bit different. It's going to sound a bit different because I'm just recording it on my phone, not on my microphone and laptop and all that, like all professional. No, I listened to I love my first two episodes. I love them. Like, to me, like, I love everything I do. It sounds egocentric, egoistic, but actually, to me, it's compassion and just honoring the all the path that I've come to do this. And first of all, you might be hearing some sounds in this episode, like me trying to fight the mosquitoes and also crickets in the background. I'm in my family home in the countryside, in deep, deep countryside. It's such a beautiful, beautiful August evening, and I just want to share something from heart. And as I've heard, if you share something from your heart, it lands into the heart. So today, I don't think there's going to be any lists or something. I want to speak to you as to a friend, as to a dear, dear friend, because I want to connect with you. And in this longer format, which is this podcast that I'm doing, of course, I want to share value and information and all that. But if you are like me, if you are a searcher, if you are a wisdom seeker, explorer, then you probably know a lot already. You've searched, you've seeked, you learned a lot. And so what I value personally, I listen to a lot of podcasts, and of course I value information as well. But quite often, like, I know it already. But just this person, how they deliver it, it makes all the difference. Like, I connect with the person, I connect with the person's story, I connect with their character. Like, maybe I want to be like them in a while. Maybe I see, usually I see parts of me in these people, and that's what happens. And that's what happens if you listen to this as well. You don't really listen to me. You don't really perceive me as I am. You perceive me as a mirror of you. So you perceive me through yourself. So you're just listening to yourself, because there are going to be some things that you will not hear. Like, I will say them, but you will not hear them. And then will be some things that you will hear differently than I say them. So there can be many aspects. So when you listen to someone, you are listening for the energy. And that is the reason why I want to sit here. I don't want to edit myself too much as well, because I do have, I'm aware about my English. Of course, I'm not an English native English speaker. And of course, in my inner critique is like, just what are you doing? You don't speak perfect English, just stop it. Speak Latvian, speak your language. But I feel deep in my heart that I want to share this story in English. And there's this nice little birdie in the background as well. So all that is a beautiful addition to what I have to share today. And the thing I was thinking about today, I want to have a nice swim in the sea. And these words came to me. You will never regret being authentic in the long run, but you will regret not being authentic. And I want to go a bit deeper in this one today, and I'm sure some of you will hear this and be like, I've known this for such a long time, but how can you crawl out of this skin of suppressed authenticity that I don't even know? Like, I don't even know who I am. And I say this quite often. The people come to my voice sessions as well, the courses and everything, like, you don't know nothing about yourself. And I'm saying this with like the greatest love. And I'm saying this with greatest compassion. Because I didn't know nothing about myself. Even now, like, I know a bit more about myself than I did 5 years ago. And 5-6 years ago was when I discovered my voice. Like I said in the first episode, it was this mystical experience deep in a jungle. I discovered my voice, And then, only then I just started to realize, wow, like if I lived almost 30 years without knowing how my voice sounds, like literally, this is just right here. And I didn't even know. Like, what else is there that I don't know? And that started such a big quest in my life. And it still continues, and it is going to continue for the rest of my life, I think. Just searching and like just ripping off layers of layers of layers of what is not me. And then, of course, probably comes the last layer, which is literally my body. And here maybe I'm going into this more mystical, spiritual realm, but it is what it is. Like, who says that this body is me? Who says? There is something in the bush now. Like, I'm sitting in my countryside garden and there's something in the bush. I hope they're not gonna eat me. But no, they will not. But yeah, like, if you are in the spirituality, you probably sensed more than just your body. And voice also offers that. And when I started my first like sessions, my first like singing, I don't even know how to call them, like rituals, I would say rituals. So my first singing rituals, when I was just sitting, I sat on my own at this bonfire and I was just singing. So, and like I would call them something like chanting, singing, also like different, like it felt like I'm just channeling some sounds, and they are bringing me deeper and deeper and deeper. And I was so in awe from what I felt when I started using my voice in this kind of a manner. And all it was just me allowing my voice to lead me. So that was like my first door into my true authentic expression, because before, when I was expressing myself, there was always some kind of a filter. And I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. There is this filter that we all have. We filter ourselves and we gather and we put on these filters, and they've been actually put on us since we were little kids. So it's like a very far, far away story when that happened to us. And then I was singing, I was sounding, I was chanting, and I felt layer by layer I become something so pure, so crisp, so people say these words like crystallic or crystalline, or I don't know what's the word, but like the realest, purest me that I've ever been when I was singing. And to me, like the first times when I was doing these rituals with myself, just sitting at the bonfire and singing, I was crying and I was laughing and I was angry and I was all the emotions, because I was angry because I just now, near almost 30 years old, just now I started to feel who I actually am. I was laughing because of the same reason. I was like, oh my, who I've been all these years. Who the hell I've been all these years. What was that shell of a person? And I was singing and I felt this amazing connection. And there was this moment where I felt so much connection to God or the divine, or whatever you call it. Like I call it all the words, God. That's the easiest, nature also. or this great consciousness. I felt like, wow, I'm not my body. Like, yes, I am bringing myself into these states of expanded consciousness through the most powerful instrument that I have in my body. So then I realized how voice is this powerful gate. And of course, because ancients have used their voice for very mystical and very profound rituals, and all the spiritual movements, all the monks, all the gurus, like all the spiritual practitioners that go deeper in their spirituality, they have their own chanting or singing. So everything everything comes back to using your voice in this deep, authentic way. And that is the purest connection there is. Your voice is your gate to your highest self. I'm arriving here now. So your voice is your gate, and God bless we have this beautiful body. But the thing that I started with is that we don't know ourselves. We don't know if even our body is my true self. Because of course there is this deep essence. And I've never felt it so purely, so profoundly, not with any plant medicine, because there's a lot. You just dissolve between everything, and you don't understand, is this me? Is this the plant medicine? Is this someone else's energy? Is this the shaman? Is this like the jungle? Is this the trees or the bugs, or what is this now? Like, who am I channeling now? But here, when you work with your voice, that's you, baby. That's your voice. God gave you this instrument to work with it. So that's like the purest thing. So you can imagine how I was crying, laughing, and all the things, and being angry about myself, and all these pure emotions came out when I heard my voice. And I share this with you. Because I feel you. I feel the suppressed authenticity. And I feel all the resentment towards yourself that you have, because you do not allow yourself to be authentic. You do not allow yourself to speak up for yourself, and then you resent yourself. And then you think about it until you like the whole night you cannot even sleep. You just think about these things like, why cannot I be more real? Why am I at this work if I don't like it? Why am I doing that if I, deep inside my heart, I just hate it? Why am I with this person if it doesn't feel right? Why I agreed to some things if they don't sit right with me? Why? And in the long run, I will repeat this thing. In the long run, you will not regret being authentic. In the short run, maybe yes. And that's an illusion. Because when I started to take off these layers and layers and layers, and there's a lot, like I started to lose friends. I started to lose interest to do the work that I did at the time. I started to lose interest towards a lot of things. Alcohol, going out at nights, like spending my nights at clubs, or meeting people that don't resonate. And at the time, those were my only friends, and I lost connection. I lost connection to so many things. And I started to regret this whole thing. I started to regret going on these shamanic ceremonies, to starting this deep work that I did. Like, I was like, is this really worth it? Like, I feel like I'm losing everything in my life now. Like, I'm losing interest towards the work that's giving me money. Like, for what? Why? What is going on? But in the long run, and I look back now, and it was like, when I first touched this, it was 2019 when I had my first ceremonies. And it's not just the ceremonies, and I want to emphasize that it's not just the ceremonies. They opened some gates, but a lot of happened outside of the ceremonies, of course. Like, and I might share that more. I think I will share that more. But now when I look back, the first few years of me starting to take off these fake layers, they were very confusing, very chaotic. I started to connect with my voice, literally, figuratively, like in all the ways. So literally I was singing these songs and discovering my true voice. Then I started to discover my inner voice, my intuition, my inner power, all these things. I started to discover my confident voice, my confidence, my voice of creation, my creative voice, all these things. And I started to become this very strange person as this close close person to me said, like, I don't even know you anymore. You're not who you used to be, and I don't think I like that. So yes, of course, I started to regret a lot of things, and I was like, fuck, what, like, why am I doing this? Why? But now it's been 6 years and counting, and I'm still working on many things, and like looking back at these first few years, I thank God that I was in that place, and I started to rip off all those fake layers. Thank God. And if you are listening to me right now, you will never, in the long run, you will never regret being authentic, being real, saying what you really think, what you really feel. In the long run, you will not regret leaving that job that is comfortable, but is slowly killing your soul. In the long run, you will not regret speaking your truth, living your truth, and starting to ask important questions. Why am I here? How am I using my voice? Do I even know my voice? And when I say your voice, I mean your whole being, your soul. Do I even know myself? This is so important. Oh, yes, I'm almost crying. Like, I have this one tear. I'm emotional today, this evening, because I know you who listens, you need to hear this. You will never regret. But my dear friend, you will regret suppressing your truth. You will regret. And I look back at all the first 29 years of my life when I was actively suppressing everything that I was. And I was suffering. I was being sick often. I was very unhappy. I was attracting toxic relationships, all the wrong people. I will not say that I regret it, because I don't really regret anything that I cannot change about my life. Like, I don't, like, what's the use? I can learn from it, and I can move forward and do better from what I know, from what I learned. I will never regret those things. But if I would be now like 95 years old, and if I would need to look back, I was like, you're a stupid idiot because you just didn't listen to yourself. You always knew you're suffering. Your body is telling you, like, your body is screaming at you. Your soul is screaming at you. You're not happy. Why are you not leaving that? Like, why? Why did you not leave? Then I would probably be like, I hope the next life I can fix these things, but you never know. Like, you never know what's coming in the next life. You have this one life. You will never regret being true, real, honest, in the long run. God bless you, my dear friend. I hope you enjoyed it. I did. Thank you so much for listening this. I feel we connected, and I love you, and I hope to see you back for the next episode.